This is the 3pm Takeover, Radio Northern Beach's only drive-home show.
Keep it right here for a whole hour of fresh hits and entertainment for your Wednesday afternoon.
Here we go.
This is the Phantom of the Opera from the Phantom of the Opera on our musical special.
Welcome to the 3pm Takeover musical special. We couldn't not begin this week without Phantom of the Opera because that is like the musical to end all musicals. It's so intense.
But is it? We're actually going to find out later in the show what is the most popular musical of all time.
I think it probably is one of the most well known.
Yeah.
Everyone knows the costume. Everyone knows the songs.
The scary half mask.
Oh, it's a classic.
Occasionally I see a Phantom of the Opera mask for sale in like a $2 shop.
And you're tempted.
And I'm always like, oh, we get it.
One Halloween you and I should go because I've got quite curly hair, so I could be Christine
and
you could go as the Phantom.
It's a plan. But anyway, this is our musical specials. We are so excited to be doing this today. Musical theatre is a really, really big passion for both of us. So we have some really, really cool things coming up in the show today. We're going to talk about the most popular musicals of all time. And actually, there are a couple in the top 5 that surprised me. So that's going to be an interesting one. And then I'm going to do a little history of musicals. And then
Are you going to sing the history?
No.
Oh, so you haven't made a musical of the history of musicals?
I haven't.
Okay, listen.
I wasn't quite ready for
I
that.
understand if you just want to tune out now because I'm, for one, am disappointed. So I understand if you are as well.
No, not quite. And then what's coming up later in the show after that?
Well, I have a fun little musical theatre quiz for you.
Quiz time.
Yep. Finally turning the table. I feel like you've quizzed me the last like a million times and I failed every time. So now.
And I feel so empowered when I'm the quizzer, not the quiz-e. I don't want to be the quiz-e.
So now, yes, we'll see how you go. I'm sure you're actually going to get like 10 out of 10. But
I'm sure I'm not. I always think I know so much about something and then I'm quizzed and I realise I know nothing. That happens every time. I get nervous.
No matter what you know a lot about, when you get quizzed about it, they never ask the questions that you actually know the answers to.
No, and then I get nervous and my common sense goes out the window.
Unless it's like Harry Potter trivia. You're pretty good with that.
True. But otherwise...
We should have a Harry Potter week.
I don't know. And I feel like that when it's lyrics related, sometimes I can't remember.
Well, you will have to find out. You guys have to stick around. That'll be after the halfway mark. So you've got to stick through the incredible history and popularity of musicals to get to the actual quiz.
There's some really cool stuff coming up. But anyway, just to start us off, I want to know, what is your favourite musical? I know it's really, really hard to pick. And just for the disclaimer, for this show, we are only focusing on musicals that were staged musicals first. So,
which is an important note to make because I surprised myself when I went and saw Legally Blonde for the first time as a musical and couldn't believe how much I loved it. But that was a movie first.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to say Wicked, I think.
Ooh.
I think I've seen a couple and I think every single time it blows me away every time. I love it. The songs are incredible. It's just... It's fun, it's sad, it's empowering, it's everything you want it to be.
Everything you want. Great entertainment.
But Phantom of the Opera is also incredible.
Yeah. I find it really hard to pick. I love Wicked as well, but for me, I think that Wicked is the songs are so good and they're so touching, but I'm not that enamoured by the story, I guess. Like, the story is great, but I feel like Wicked is carried immensely by how great the songs are.
But any good musical should be.
True, but other musicals can be carried by an amazing story as well.
I suppose, but if it's a musical, like, you're there for the music.
This is true. No, I love Wicked. I'm lucky enough to have seen it very many times. But it is a really, really, really great musical. I love it a lot. It was... What I think is really, really cool is, so the original Broadway cast, Idina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth, it was written for them. Imagine being a good enough person that a musical was written around you.
Like around their vocals and stuff?
Yeah, like around your specialities.
That doesn't surprise me because I remember when I guess heard the songs with their recordings and I was like, these songs fit them so perfectly.
It's so natural to what they're good at.
Still though. It really launched them as stars. Like, people knew about them beforehand, but that really like spotlighted them.
Such a cool thing.
What's your favourite?
My favourite
If it's
musical.
not Wicked, traitor, what is it? Is it like Les Mis? Because that's so depressing.
I do really enjoy Les Mis, but it's very heavy. You have to be in the right mood to watch it.
Yeah, it's it's in the title. It's a very miserable play, musical rather.
It's true. I do really enjoy Phantom. That's probably my favourite. Along with, interestingly enough, Mamma Mia. I am a big fan of that because I love ABBA.
Is that technically, like, does it count The songs already existed.
But I'm going to count it because the story
Oh,
didn't
just for
exist.
you, we'll count it. So we can't count Legally Blonde, but we'll count Mamma Mia for you.
The story didn't exist though.
I guess.
But I think that's mostly just because I really love the music.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's great music, but again, it's not. But they're not musical songs; they're songs.
All
they are pop
right.
songs.
All
they are
right.
pop songs on stage.
Whoa. We'll just go with.
We'll agree to disagree.
We will. We'll just go with Phantom of the Opera. But another musical that I do really enjoy is the Rocky Horror Show. Of course, most people probably know the movie better, the Rocky Horror Picture Show, which came out after that. But anyway, pretty much the most classic song ever from Rocky Horror Show is the Time Warp. So please enjoy, and we are going to be back right after this. Hope and Victoria, you're listening to Red Northern Beaches 88.7 and 90.3. This is the 3pm Takeover Musicals special. That was the Time Warp from Rocky Horror
But we need to
Show.
tell you that. Everyone knew that song.
I know. Everybody knows all these songs.
Even I know that song. I haven't seen the musical or the movie. I know. Shame, shame. But even I know. I've danced to that song.
It's a bit creepy. I've seen it when I was quite young, and
It'd be quite
because
scary.
it's like comedy horror.
Yeah.
It's a bit. That's good though.
But it
really
is
good music.
a classic.
Yeah, of course, an enormously popular show and movie actually. But
That's got to be one of the
talking
most
about-
popular, doesn't it?
It is pretty popular, but it's not as popular as you would think. So.
Oh. It's used in like every movie when they're like, we want to do a raunchy musical for our high school play. They're always like, Rocky Horror.
Or Jesus Christ Superstar.
Yeah.
Yeah, always. But anyway, I did a little bit of research because I was interested in finding out what actually was the number one musical of all time, or like how they were ordered, I suppose. And I
Yeah.
actually found somewhere where they had gone and done this, and it's sort of, they're ranked in terms of like performance number, performance value, revenue, and it's calculated across a world scale.
Oh, wow.
Which is quite impressive. So it's not just country specific, it's around the world. So I have our top 5 most popular musicals ever.
Ooh.
And I am very excited to announce that the most popular musical of all time is Phantom of the Opera,
I called
which
it.
is why we started with it. Yes, you got me. You're right. It is the most popular musical.
You can't deny the Phantom. He's in your mind.
And so well deserved. Such good musical. There have been around 12,000 different performances
Whoa.
of Phantom of the Opera since it started 30 years ago this year.
Oh,
in 1986.
Happy birthday, Phantom of the Opera.
There we go.
Oh, that's kind of nice.
It is cool. I didn't. Is it weird almost that it's that young
Yeah, I thought it was older as well.
and that popular? I kind of knew it wasn't because I think Andrew Lloyd Webber is the same age as my parents. So I figured that like
Oh, yeah.
it couldn't have been that old, but
Yeah, true.
it just everybody knows it.
I think because it's so well known, I assumed it would have been older.
Yeah,
Like it
yeah.
for such a short amount of time to be around for, but yeah. Did you see the sequel, Love Never Dies?
I didn't, and every time
Oh,
people mention that, I
shame.
feel sad.
I went to see it.
It was here while something important was happening. Were we finishing high school or something like?
Maybe. I can't believe you didn't prioritize the Phantom.
I didn't. I really meant to, but I didn't get around to it, and I was super sad, especially when I heard that it was really, really, really good.
It was good. I just loved the aesthetic. So if you, for some reason, don't know, the original Phantom of the Opera is set in the turn of the century in Paris at the Paris Opera House.
Woo woo.
And it's beautiful. And then Love Never Dies is set in, I think, like the teens or the 20s.
Oh,
like the,
okay. So
Like
it's a bit
1915,
later.
920. And it's set over in Coney Island in New York. So it's very circusy.
Oh,
and it's
that's
like,
fun.
it's like oldie worldy circus, not
Yeah.
now circus. It's beautiful. Like the
But like
costumes.
slightly creepy circus?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
And so they had lots of like the mirrors that change, and they used that idea of like people
Fun.
stepping through mirrors a lot. It was incredible.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
No, I didn't see it, which is really sad.
But of course the original is always amazing with the chandelier and
yeah.
Anyway,
That is
what
true.
else made it on the list?
So second place was Cats, another Andrew Lloyd Webber classic.
Andrew Lloyd would just dominate this list.
He does. And Cats actually closed in 2000 after nearly 20 years of running, but it was reopened
I heard
in
it's coming back.
2015.
Yeah, I was gonna say I heard it was
did.
coming back.
Yeah, it was in Sydney earlier this year.
Wow.
So there we go. I have never seen Cats on stage.
Neither have I. I've never
It's
seen it.
An enormously popular one with my family. They all love it. I have not seen it, but I have actually acted in Cats when I was younger.
Really?
Yes.
How odd.
Yes. in
Were
my
you
cat
the
costume.
memories cat?
No.
Oh, so you weren't.
What's her name?
That's the
Grisella?
Oh, I don't know.
Griselda?
It's the only song I know from Cats because it's the most overly used song from any musical ever, I think.
Who, of course, was played by Judi Dench.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, that I didn't know.
In the original run.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I feel bad for making fun of it now. I love Judy.
Yeah, I can't make fun of Cats. It's a good one. Third most popular musical of all time is a favourite of mine, Chicago.
Oh,
Which is a good one.
Nice.
Followed by, and I would never have guessed this in a million years, but actually The Lion King.
I can understand
After
that.
13 years of running, The Lion King has made it to the fourth most popular musical, one spot ahead of Les Mis.
I think it's because, like, on one part, it's incredible what they do with puppets. It's so different. But
Yeah.
also, you can kind of, like, it's a very family-friendly show.
You
Like,
can
you
take
wouldn't
children.
take your kids to Chicago.
True.
The musical, not the city. I'm sure the city is very family-friendly. But, like, I think there's a bunch, like Les Mis, you wouldn't take kids to. It's a bit too heavy. But
Yeah.
Lion King's kind of like a family show.
It's a family thing. It brought, what I appreciate about it, though, is it brought attention back to musical theatre for a younger generation.
Yes. And if you haven't seen it, their use of puppetry is, like, next level.
But anyway, some other notable mentions were Chorus Line, 7th most popular. Mamma Mia is 9th.
Of course.
Ahead of Wicked, which is 11th.
What?
Miss Saigon is 12th. Grease is 15th. My Fair Lady is 20th. And Annie is 25th.
Wow.
So you never know. But anyway, talking of Chicago, we are going to roll into an amazing song next, Victoria. What's it going to be?
We're heading into All That Jazz. You're listening to The Takeover with Hope and Victoria. That was All That Jazz from Chicago. Perfect for our musical special. Welcome back. That was a bit of fun.
That is the best song ever.
Doesn't it
That's
make
another
you-
song everyone knows.
It makes you want to put a short dress on and drink gin. And I
Yes.
don't like gin. What a great one. Also, I haven't actually seen it because I'm a bad person. But
my
also,
gosh.
I hear a great movie. Sometimes Broadway going to film doesn't actually work. But there's a few cases where it's like perfect. And I think that's one of the ones people agree
it is a
it's
really
very
good
well
film.
done.
It's
Yeah.
better on stage, but it's a good film for sure.
There's few things that aren't better on stage, I think.
But then there are the things that are better as a film, which is concerning. But
Well, it
anyway.
depends. It depends if it started as a film and went, sometimes they, kind of like Legally Blonde was a film first and they made a musical out of it. I don't know.
Yeah,
Anyway,
they were so good. They're both really good, but they were so different.
so different,
Like
yeah.
a different story altogether.
I love them for very, very different reasons. So
But we were saying earlier, although it was a stage show first, we both prefer Sound of Music as a film.
yes, and
I think so.
and I was saying I think it's just because Julie Andrews, she sways it for me. I do love her.
Did you see Sound of Music when it was in Sydney recently?
Not recently. I saw it when it came out the last time with Lisa McCune.
Oh, yeah.
When I was a kid, I remember
Really
seeing
young.
it on stage.
Yep. I saw that one. And I saw it earlier this year when it came to Sydney.
Oh,
Yeah. It was good, but I do prefer the film.
yeah.
But anyway, because it is a musical theatre special, we are going to do a little bit of history.
Because
My
we know
favourite thing.
you guys love history.
Well, I love history, so you're
Yes.
going to love history too. That's how it's going to work.
Force it upon us.
But for musical theatre, it's really, really interesting. So, to start with something very basic, a definition. Musical theatre is a theatrical performance that combines songs, spoken dialogue, acting, and dancing. All in one. And the storylines are often emotional and they centre on humour, pathos, love, and anger.
Interesting. And a good musical will have all of those, and you'll feel all of them.
Like a good Shakespeare. A
Yes.
little bit of everything.
Yes.
Perfect. So, musical theatre is actually one of the oldest forms of tradition in the world and has been around since the ancient times and can be traced back to the 5th century BC in Greece.
Wow.
Where they would have pageantry wagons that would take performers between cities and then they would do like a singing and dancing show that they wrote themselves while they were on the road. So they do a different show like every single time they stopped.
Oh, wow.
Because they'd spend the time while they were on the road composing a new one, I guess, because there was nothing else to do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, different show everywhere they went.
What did it come from Greece?
Pretty much nothing. But anyway, moving on from Greece. Across in Europe, theatre saw the launch of court masks during the Tudor period, so like mid-1400s. And then opera, which was invented in the 17th century. And then throughout the 18th century, things were very kind of dark and risque, and you got a lot of pantomime and vaudeville and burlesque, which was like the original burlesque. And they all became parts of modern musical theatre because all of a sudden someone was like, do you know what's great? Putting it all together.
Oh, cool.
So then they put everything together. And you still have pantomime and you still have vaudeville as things, but it was all of them put together that was the first, what we would know as like Western musical theatre.
Wow.
So musical theatre like how we know it now in its present form actually then therefore began in France in the mid 1850s. So there we go. And then it emerged, I guess, mostly through the 19th century through people like Gilbert and Sullivan in the UK and Harrigan and Hart in the US. And musical theatre was more popular than any other type of entertainment in the wake of the World Wars. I guess singing and dancing made people happy, I guess, because they were allowed to do that.
But even if you sing about something sad, like look at Les Mis, it is like a really depressing storyline and it's still so popular.
Yeah.
So
I guess because it's
singing.
powerful.
Yeah.
People like that kind of thing. People like
something about expressing such strong emotions through music that really, really touches people.
And what's a big part of musical theatre, especially, I guess, more of the classic shows that still are very popular now, is that they touched on things that you wouldn't do in regular theatre. So lots of issues to do with race and to do with class and to do with rape and to do with things like that made them really popular because they put it in sort of like it was an entertainment facade about something that was actually darker.
They would put a taboo topic front and center and not shy away from talking about that and dealing with it on stage, which is really interesting.
Really cool.
And they would do it in creative ways. Like they wouldn't necessarily say direct and straight what was happening, but they would show it, which was even more powerful.
Or it's just implied.
Yeah.
Things like that, which is really good. So off the wake of the Second World War, we had Porgy and Bess in 1935 and Oklahoma in 1943, My Fair Lady in 1956 and West Side Story and The Sound of Music in 1957.
Most importantly, Sound of Music.
Absolutely. And then musical theatre actually was still popular, but it quietened off a lot in the 60s and 70s, I guess, because that's when pop music became a thing. So that took over a bit. But then musicals came back in a big way with Sweeney Todd in 1979, Cats in 1981, Les Mis in 85, and Phantom of the Opera and Rent in 1986.
Wow.
So there we go. And what I think is really cool is that actors and actresses who really made their mark in musical theatre tend to be remembered, and they went on to other types of theatre or film. So people like Gene Kelly and Marilyn Monroe and Ginger Rogers and Barbara Streisand and Judi Dench, we were talking about before, Judy Garland, Julie Andrews, Frank Sinatra, they all started in musicals.
Well, back then, you kind of had to be a successful actor or actress, you had to be the triple threat. You had to sing, dance, and act. So it makes sense that they kind of all started on stage because musicals, as we were saying before, you have to dance and sing and have spoken dialogue. So
and they all started in musicals, not just in theatre, which is really, really impressive. And a lot of those people are actually behind the popularity of musicals adapted into movies. A lot of them went on to musical movies as well.
True.
Which is really, really cool. And
I'm impressed that it's been so strong. Like to this day, there are still people who, are our age and love going to the theatre and love seeing musicals, even though I guess you'd think it'd be something that may have been seen as a bit stuffy and traditional and it would have died out, but it's kept itself so current.
Oh, absolutely.
It's incredible.
I think that's what's really special about it. And almost every musical, funnily enough, that's debuted on the West End or Broadway is actually still in production. Somewhere across the world. But then we have new musicals, so, like Love Never Dies, Book of Mormons, Hamilton. They're examples of newer original shows that have really gained a lot of popularity in a short amount of time and will probably stay popular for a long time as well.
Which is cool that you don't just have to do the Phantom of the Opera. Yes, it's a classic, but you don't have to always do that one. Like new musicals are becoming just as popular. Like Wicked's only a couple of years old.
Yeah, 16 years now.
Yeah. Oh,
still,
wow. Okay.
Crazy.
But it's still young by comparison. Like I still think of it as a new musical compared to like Phantom of the Opera that's
anything
30.
that's 21st century, I think.
Yeah.
Just to wrap it up, what's interesting is, I guess, Broadway and West End have become really big cultural icons, and they've really helped New York City and London become, I guess, the kind of hubs that they are. And
theatre hubs.
Yeah, and both of those cities, and the West End and Broadway in particular, represent the highest level of commercial revenue in the English-speaking world.
Wow.
Which is really cool.
That's insane.
It is. And then here in Australia, of course, we get all the new musicals a little later than those cities, but even so, they come here and they debut usually at Her Majesty's Theatre in Melbourne or here in the Capitol Theatre.
Yeah, we're so lucky that we live in Sydney and we have musicals on our doorstep.
And we hope to always beat Melbourne and get the premiere. That's the important part
that's the dream. That's the goal.
That is the goal. But anyway, Victoria, what is coming up next? Tell us about these next two songs.
Two excellent, which I would say new musicals, 2003 and then 2002 respectively. We have One Short Day by Wicked. This is one of my favourite songs from Wicked. It's hard to choose, I will grant you, but it is a good one. And then we have Good Morning Baltimore from Hairspray. Also awesome. One of your favourites.
Yes.
Enjoy, guys. We'll catch you after these.
welcome back. That was Good Morning Baltimore from Hairspray. You're listening to the musical special of the 3pm Takeover. You're with Hope and Victoria. Such good songs. We are having such a good time on the show today. We have had music from Phantom of the Opera, Rocky Horror Show, Chicago, Wicked, Hairspray, everything. And we have more to come, so do not go away.
A favourite of mine is coming out, guys. Stick around. Oh my goodness. But before we get to that, we have a musicals quiz to get to. It is time to test Hope's knowledge on all things musical.
I'm so nervous. I've been waiting for this all show, and I feel like I've told everyone that it's my passion, and then I've seen like every musical, and now I'm not going to get anything right.
You will get like all of these right, I swear. If I can do well in this quiz, you can do well in it.
Okay. I'm feeling nervous.
Okay, so let's start off easy. I think you'll get this one. Which
you think now?
Yeah, you will. Oh. Which Shakespearean play inspired West Side Story?
Oh, I don't even know.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
As if you don't. Think about West Side Story.
I haven't seen West Side Story since I was very little.
But you must know about it. Come on, think it through. Two people fall in love from opposite sides.
Romeo and Juliet?
Yes, ding.
But that's too indirect. I wouldn't have thought of that.
Are you kidding? That's so direct. I haven't seen West Side Story, and if someone asked me, I'd be like, obviously it's Romeo and Juliet.
But like
on the ball, Hope. Get on the musical ball.
But like every movie is two people that shouldn't falling in love.
Yeah, and they're all like based off Romeo and Juliet. Less death though. Anyway.
Okay, all right.
Okay, you are 1 for 1 so far. We're doing well.
True.
You needed a little help, so I'm tempted to make it 3/4 of a point, but I'm not that mean. Which musical tells the story about students at New York City's High School of Performing Arts?
Is it modern?
Yes, I would say so. They want their name in lights.
Isn't it High School Musical?
No, that's a movie. This is stage musical.
Oh, they're only stage musicals. Oh. Wait, New York?
Yes. New York City's High School of Performing Arts.
I don't know.
It's Fame.
Do they live in New York?
Yeah.
Oh, I never knew they did.
Okay.
I don't like Fame.
Oh, well, it doesn't mean you don't know about it.
True.
Okay. In which musical will you find the character Frenchie?
Oh, Grace.
Yes, there we go. Ding,
I don't
ding, ding.
like Frenchie though as a character. She's a bit weird.
Is she the one who drops out of beauty school?
Yeah.
Beauty school dropout.
Yeah, that one. Who's got the really weird voice.
Yeah.
Sandra. Sounds like that.
Okay, let's stop throwing shade at Frenchie, all right? She's a great gal. Okay.
But her nickname is not so great.
This is true. Okay, which rock musical tells the story of a group of struggling young musicians and artists in New York City's Lower East Side?
Struggling musicians?
Yeah, struggling young musicians and artists.
Young musicians? I don't know.
Come on, you can get this.
I don't know.
When we were discussing this the other day, one of your favourite songs is from this.
Oh, I told you I never knew any of them when I quizzed.
Okay, do you give up?
Yes.
It's Rent.
Oh, okay.
You said you love that one.
I do, but wouldn't consider that like what it's about.
Well, that was the synopsis that this quiz offered.
I just think of like AIDS.
Okay.
Scary things.
Okay. Question 5. From which street does Sweeney Todd run his barbershop?
I have no idea. I don't like Sweeney Todd.
Really?
No.
Okay. Do you give up? Oh, you could try and guess. Come on, think of it rhymes and it's like very pop, like when you hear it, you'd be like, oh yeah.
I don't know. I've never seen Sweeney Todd.
Okay. It's Fleet Street.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
I'm going to put that. You're 2 for 5 so far. I'm really not impressed. Hope.
I told you that I wasn't going to do well.
You need to think harder. You're giving up too quickly with each question.
But when it's about something I haven't seen.
No, you're giving up too quickly. I haven't seen half these musicals and I knew the answers when I was going through it.
Well, I should have quizzed you.
You have no excuse, Hope.
This is why I quiz you normally.
Okay, which musical tells the story of a child's dream in which his toy train set comes to life with the actors famously performing on roller skates?
I have no idea.
Come on.
I've never seen anything on roller skates.
Starlight Express.
I've never even heard of that.
How have you not heard of it?
I've never heard of Starlight Express before.
You are no longer allowed to say that you are a fan of musical theatre. You haven't heard of half of these.
I've heard of all of them. I just haven't heard of Starlight Express.
You haven't heard of... Okay, I haven't seen it, but at least I've heard of it.
And why are they on roller skates?
That's the whole thing. They're the train. It's like conceptual and stuff.
Oh, hey, that's fun.
Because the performers are like on roller skates in the musical.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
That's like a whole nother skill that you need. Singing, dancing, acting.
It's like in
skating.
Legally Blonde, that whole scene where they do the song while doing jump rope.
Yes.
So incredible.
So stressful.
Yep.
You'd have to be really good at skipping to do that.
I got tired watching them do that.
Jump rope? You're so American.
That's what it's called.
Didn't you have skipping?
Did you ever do jump rope for Heart Day as a kid?
Yeah, but I just called it skipping.
Yeah, but skipping implies that you're like, la la la. Like, jump rope is with the rope.
Oh.
I was
No,
trying to make it.
I call it all skipping.
I was trying to make it implicitly clear to our listeners that I was talking about jump rope.
Alrighty.
Anyway.
Whoa.
Okay. Name either of the two musicals that Benny Anderson from ABBA has co-composed the music for.
Mamma Mia?
Yes. Do you know the other one? You can get an extra point if you know the other one.
I don't. I know that I've heard, but I can't remember what it is.
Do you want me to tell you?
Yes.
It's called Chess.
That's the one.
Yeah.
I know there was one.
Okay. In which musical would you hear the word sung, "Damn it, Janet"?
Damn it, Janet.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Damn it, Janet.
I have no idea.
Come on. You're
don't
not
know.
thinking hard enough. It's a character name.
Janet. I don't pay attention to characters.
There is only like one famous Janet from a musical.
I just like the songs.
Oh, goodness. It's from Rocky Horror Show.
Oh, okay. Well, we were debating that we haven't seen Rocky Horror Show.
But I still know it's Brad and Janet. There's that whole scene. Brad, Janet.
Yeah.
Anyway. Hope, I'm so disappointed in you right now.
No, I'm going to defend myself. I said at the beginning that I would be awful.
You were
so I've lived up to my expectations.
3 for 8. I'm very sad.
God,
okay.
that is bad.
It is. Okay. What musical tells the story of an American nurse who falls in love with a French plantation owner during World War II?
I don't know.
Do you want me to give you a hint? One of the songs?
Okay.
She's got to wash that man right out of her hair.
I know that song, but I don't know what the musical is.
Hope!
I don't know the musical. I know that song.
It's called South Pacific.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, I've like performed that song before.
Oh. I've seen the TV show. I haven't seen the musical.
Okay.
Didn't it come to Sydney not that long ago?
Yeah.
Lisa
think
McCune was
year
in
before
it?
last, I think. Yeah. Okay, name the rival gangs in West Side Story.
I have no idea.
Really?
No.
You've seen it though.
Yeah, but years ago. I don't know what they're called.
The Jets and the Sharks.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to know why I know that?
Why?
One of the Ed Sheeran concerts I went to, he split us all down the middle, and one side was the Jets and one side was the Sharks, and we had to sing different parts of a song and compete.
Weird.
And for some reason, it's always stuck with me, the Sharks and the Jets.
How funny.
Because he did that because apparently it's one of his favourite musicals.
There we go.
Yeah.
I've only seen West Side Story once, and it was like, not, I don't want to say B grade, but it was like local theatre.
Oh, okay. It wasn't like on Broadway.
Yeah, it was local theatre, and I was probably like 5 or 6.
Oh,
And I didn't particularly like it, so I've never like taken any interest in it since then.
fair enough. Well, that unfortunately concludes. It was 10 questions. You got 3 out of 10, Hope. Well, like just less than 30%.
You know, that's like a solid third.
It's like it's solid not, because 33.3 repeater is a third.
Close to a third.
We will round up to a third.
I'm rounding up. I'm trying to be confident.
I think you need to redeem yourself in future weeks. We'll do a Christmas quiz like we did last year, and we'll see if you do better at that.
God. No, I can't even. I haven't redeemed myself from this year's Easter quiz.
Exactly.
I need to stay away from religious quizzes.
You
This
can
is
quiz
clearly
me
not
then.
my strong point. Quizzes make me nervous. I always get them all wrong.
I love quizzes.
I like trivia because I don't feel the pressure because it's not directly on me. But if it's just me being quizzed, I could never be in one of those hot seat shows because I suddenly can't remember anything.
Yeah, your mind goes blank.
They'd be like, "What's your name?" And I'd be like,
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, let us know, guys, if you got 10 for 10 or if you got 2 for 10. Let us know how you did compared to Hope. She's our benchmark.
Tell me if you did worse than me.
Let us know if you're a Jets or a Sharks fan, which side you're on. We're going to go into our last song for today, which is a perfect one. This is one of my all-time favourite songs in
Why
general.
wasn't there a question about this musical?
Because there weren't really. You just want me to ask what all the kids' names are. List off the kids' names.
Okay. Liesel, Brigitte, Kurt, Friedrich, Marta, Gretel. Yeah,
Well done.
that's all of them.
Well done. They're kind of like the Seven Dwarves, but for Julie Andrews. This is Favourite Things from The Sound of Music. Please enjoy. Let us know what your favourite thing is. Is it cream-coloured ponies? Let us know. Welcome back to the 3pm Takeover. That was Favourite Things from Sound of Music. Oh, I love that movie. I love that song. Makes me want to wear clothes made out of curtains that Julie Andrews has sewn for me.
I think I would almost change and say that would be my favourite musical, only because it's the only musical that can appeal to you whether you're 5 or 95, I feel.
That's true.
There's something for everybody in that story. And it's like the first story that you hear as a child. And I think it's special like that.
Although I have friends who have never seen it.
That's so odd.
Sorry, I used to have friends that have never seen it. I am not friend. No, I'm kidding. I'm still friends with them.
Not friends anymore.
I have to be around to influence them and pressure them into watching it because it's the greatest movie of all time. It's got everything you could ever want. It's got Julie Andrews and Nazis and
more Julie Andrews.
And more Julie Andrews and clothes made out of curtains. Like, it is the greatest. There's like goat puppets. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Another that we'll toss out with that song.
The Lonely Goat Herd?
Yes. Oh, perfect. Anyway, we have reached the end of our show, unfortunately. I hope you guys have enjoyed it as much as we have. Musicals, oh my goodness. But the end of the show can only mean one thing and one thing only. Mm-hmm. It is time for Summer Focus.
And it is our second last
No!
Suburb Focus ever.
I'm so sad.
I know, we're really... It's
I need
crazy to
to
think we started back up near Palm Beach and now we're right down at Clontarf.
I need to sing Julie Andrews' favourite things to make me not sad.
I thought you were going to say you were going to have to sing So Long Farewell.
Oh my gosh.
To Suburb Focus.
I might have to.
Oh dear. But anyway, talking about Clontarf. Clontarf is a very, very small suburb. It's just 0.8 of a kilometre squared.
Whoa.
And it's
tiny.
and it's one of the southernmost points of the northern beaches bordering Mossman, and it's very close to the city. You are very lucky if you live there. It is a very upscale suburb with lots of fancy people, 1,693 of them to be precise.
And very fancy views.
Yes. And weirdly enough, strange fact, but I found this one out specifically. As of the 2011 census, every single person that currently was residing in Clontarf was born in either Australia, New Zealand, America, or the UK.
Oh, wow. How very white.
How very
and English speaking.
How very Anglo of them.
Anglo, yes, is probably a much more politically correct term. Yes, how very
That's crazy, right?
Anglo and English speaking of them.
I know.
Wow.
But anyway, Clontarf is named after the Clontarf district in Dublin, in Ireland.
I didn't know that.
Yes, and I didn't know this. Quite exciting. The son of Queen Victoria, Prince Alfred, actually visited Clontarf because of it being named after the area in Dublin, because he likes that area, in 1868.
Wow.
And while he was visiting, he was shot in the back by a rogue Irishman who had moved to Australia from Ireland. But he was saved because the bullet hit the point where his trouser braces crossed over on his back, and therefore it was thicker and it deflected the bullet around his ribcage, and he was fine.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Saved by the brace.
And then Queen Victoria was like, no more royal tours to Australia.
Oh my goodness. Wow. That's
crazy?
insane.
So
it's like those
weird.
stories where it's like, if it was just a quarter of an inch up to the left, I would have died. It's one of those stories.
But there are so many like that. Have you noticed?
Yeah.
And it's like they were only, 0.1 centimetre away from dying, but they're totally fine.
That's insane. Wow. Clontarf is a great suburb. They have the Carols in Clontarf Reserve. That one, Carols by Candlelight.
Carols in Clontarf Reserve.
I think it's Carols by Candlelight. And we used to go there every year when I was a kid. That was our annual Carols outside service we used to go to.
Oh, that's
I've sung
nice.
at it a number of times. I know.
Aww.
Surprising because I'm not a great singer, but I have sung at it a
you
couple
are a
of
good
times.
singer.
I am when it's like in a choir group and I stand at the back, not near the microphone. That's what I did every single time.
When you blend into others.
Yes, I was sort of the background chorus, never the
Aw.
lead.
That's cute that you sung there.
Yeah.
I really enjoy Christmas carols. It's like my favourite thing.
Well, we can have a whole Christmas carols
And Christmas songs.
thing
They put me in the
coming up.
best mood ever.
Yes.
Our guys, don't even worry. Our next 2 weeks before Christmas, they're going to be so Christmassy. You're not even going to know. Everything that we discuss in the next few weeks, it's going to be Christmas themed. There is going to be Christmas music, and we are so ready for Christmas. So hold your horses and get ready, because
I think you mean hold your reindeer.
hold your reindeer. It's going to be massive.
You're going to listen to the show and suddenly be like, gee, I would love to eat a mince pie and a candy cane right now. Why am I getting this feeling? Because we're so Christmassy, it's insane. You're going to want to gingerbread everything.
I
I'm just
had a
saying.
mince pie only the other week.
Oh, how festive.
I know.
And did you feel festive?
I did.
It's Christmas.
But nothing is more festive than when you bring out the eggnog. That's when it's like ultimately Christmas. Eggnog is my favourite thing.
I don't love eggnog.
Oh God, I love it. It's so Christmassy.
I don't even love candy canes. I don't even love mince pies, but I'll eat them because it's Christmas.
I like mince pies, and I tend to sort of focus in on them because I don't like Christmas pudding or Christmas cake.
Yeah.
So
fair
I
enough.
channel in on
I
mince
like
pies.
gingerbread flavored stuff.
I'm not a fan of
Oh,
gingerbread.
I like gingerbread stuff. And I like
it
when
if it's really mild to the point where it pretty much is shortbread.
fair enough.
Then I'll eat it.
It's a slightly spicy sugar cookie.
Pretty much.
Well, hope you guys enjoyed this musical special. Let us know what your favorite musical is and what your favorite song from a musical is if you want to get that specific.
Because they're not necessarily the same.
That's very true because you can love a song but not the plot. So,
which is evident of me after my awful performance in the quiz.
Oh goodness!
But never mind. I hope
you will
that
redeem
someone
yourself.
out there did worse than me,
and you will
must
redeem
be
yourself.
Someone.
In the meantime, have an excellent festive musical week, and we'll catch you next week as we head into Christmas.
Bye.